Hi, everybody. It's a wee bit of alchemy. I'm Rick Barrett. Welcome. The last couple of classes, we've been focusing on simplified Baguazhang exercises that what we're trying to do here is not to actually learn how to do Bagua itself, but to get some of the energies that Baguazhang can give you in a very simplified, easy to apply way. So we're doing it as fairly compact moving meditations where we're really just focusing on how we can use our bodies to access energies that would be very difficult to access otherwise. So we've been playing with a few of the different palms, and the what makes the zhong part of Baguazhang is another name for palm. That's the Chinese for palm. So it's the 8 directions or um, uh, eight palms is the what we're talking about in the form, and it's based on the I Ching and the 8 trigrams of the I Ching, and so each of those has their own elemental quality, their own energetic quality, and we're not going to get too deep into the weeds on that. I want you to actually just feel the different postures. And the key, as I mentioned last week, is to, whenever you're doing it, you want to feel into where your arms are going. You're not just assuming a posture. You're doing something with it, and you want you to feel into that, and that activates the body, mind, spirit connection, that integration. Whenever you have that intention, that gets the energy moving. So it's not just a repetition of certain postures. It's what are we doing with them? And so each moment you are activating the energies, you're activating these qualities and feeling them in your body. And then what you can allow that to do its work. And it will, you don't really have to think about it too much. It allows it, just doing these things with intention allows the energy to go and help your body in the way it needs to be helped. So you know, last time I did it primarily facing the camera, starting facing the camera, and uh, this time I'm going to do it more facing away so you can follow along. It'll be the right left thing won't become as big a problem for some people. So you just follow along, and I'm going to talk you through it, and take your time. Also, if you have trouble assuming a posture, let's say raising your arms over your head, if you have trouble sustaining that for any length of time, it's okay to just drop it down. The important thing is the intention there, that you're reaching, and you can do it in a reasonably relaxed way. So if you're extending outward like this, say, you're reaching, but you're not doing with tension. You're eliminating the muscular tension. So there's a sense of being pulled into place rather than pushing into place. So why don't you stand up, please? Okay, so let's start by feeling our 3 pillars. We do this to really establish, first of all, and most important, we establish a state of superconsciousness, that is body, mind, spirit integration, where we're able to get out of the thinking mind more easily and open up to perceptions and understandings and knowing that exceeds the limits of our rational mind and our 5 senses. When we do this, we start by, let's begin, point with your index fingers and just feel into your hands, reach And what we're doing with this is we activate the tensegrity of the connective tissue system, and we establish a whole body energetic connection. We unify the chi of the body. Just feel, as you stand there, just feel very, very quickly your hands start to fill up with energy. Start to feel that sense of fullness, of pulsing. Now, set your weight into your heels. Feel the three nails at the inside of the heel along the big toe line on both feet. The heel, the ball of the foot, and the big toe. But we're primarily focusing on the heel right now, establishing this yin, earthy contact. And relaxing, getting very sung. That is, you're relaxing into the intrinsic support of your connective tissue system. Your fascia, your ligaments, your bone, your tendons, even your bones are part of that. They're all one unified system, and it creates a sense of unity throughout the body. Knees are relaxed, they're unlocked. Relax your lower back, allow your sacrum to drop. And now reach up with the crown of your head, tuck in your chin, open the jade pillow gate. And plug into the big chi. Feel the yin chi of the earth, the heavy, dense, feminine chi, and the yang chi of the heavens. Feel that by reaching with the crown of your head. And that's very light and animated. It's expansive. And the two of them work together. Your body becomes this conduit, allowing the big chi, the chi of the earth, to rise up through the bubbling well points in your feet. Reaching with the crown allows you to access the yang chi of the heavens through your bai hui at the top of your head. Relax your lower back. Reach with your elbows and open your shoulders. Your arms are very relaxed, but they're slightly rounded. And then release your qua, spiral down to the right, or the left, spiral down to the right. Just feel nice and relaxed, very sung. You're sitting down in your qua, in your hip joints, releasing muscular tension. And with the balls of your feet, reach with your wrists. When the feet press down with your toes, reach with your fingers. Reach out with your hands as you pull back with your body. Feel those poles in opposition. Pull back with your fingers, your elbows as you go forward with your body. And reach out, sink. So body retreats as your arms go out. And pull, and your body comes forward. More, reach. And pull back. Yeah, and your hands come down. And just feel into the energy in your hands, your arms. Feel that energy circulating. Feel in your feet. Look at your heels. So allow yourself to get very yin, very sung. when we're doing the Bagua exercises, you want your hands to be rounded. I pointed this out before, but if you put your hand on your head and you get that, that's the shape we're looking for. The fingers are spread, but they're relaxed. Both hands, they're relaxed, they're open, slightly rounded. And feel the energy that circulates in your hand by doing that. Okay, so we're going to do some of the Bagua meditations now. And the first one, just to review that, the first position we're looking to establish is this. You're reaching out with your one arm, the other arm is curved around so that your thumb is pointing at your navel. You want your body to twist. So you're going to rotate and feel that spiraling energy moving from your feet up to your legs, your torso, and out your arms. So there's this characteristic quality of Bagua of creating this spiraling chi. And we reverse it, and we get this on the other side. Same idea here. You're reaching out, and if it's a lot for you to have your hand up, that you can lower your hands. That's not a problem. You want to reach out about your arm about 3/4 of the way out, but that's okay. One of the things I want to emphasize is the footwork on this. The footwork's pretty simple, and it's the same footwork through all these exercises. We got it. I simplified it really well for you. Really a lot for you. And then the idea here is that you're going to, if I'm turning to my left, I'm going to pivot on my left heel and turn. So I'm going to pivot, and as far as I can comfortably go with my foot, so that I'm looking toward the back. Then I'm pivoting on my right. So I'm really staying back weighted the whole time. So doing it facing away from you.
Take one step toward the couch. Thank you.
Okay. If I'm this is my right hand, I'm going to my right, I'm going to sink into my left foot, pivot on my right, and turn like that. Then if I go the other way, I'm pivoting on my left heel, like that. If I'm doing with my arms, this is what it looks like. Right? So there's the pivot. This is a really simplified motion. Okay, and all the postures follow that pattern. All right, so let's begin with that first one. The idea here is, so you begin, and we're going to go to the right first. So you want to pivot on your right heel, and just forget the hands for now. We're just pivoting on the right heel, and you want to get it so your foot is turned out as much as you can comfortably do. And come back. Now pivot on your left heel. So all your weight stays in your right leg here as you turn around. And back. And pivot to the right. And pivot to the left. So let's actually start with one of the easier ones that's just, you're going to pivot, and let's just say you're reaching up with so my left hand is reaching up higher, my right hand, notice that it's lined up with my body, right? So I'm not doing this or this, I'm lining up. So I'm reaching out, holding my palm up as if I'm offering something to you. The left hand is is reaching up as though I'm receiving energy from the heavens as I'm reaching out here. So notice I'm twisting my body, but comfortably. You know, if you can only go this way, this far, that's fine. But we want to reach out, just want to feel into that posture. Okay, so there's nice and relaxed. You relax your shoulders, you reach out. Now we're going to pivot on the right heel as we turn. Left hand comes under the right. Pivot on your left heel now. And bring your right hand up. Now, the idea here, we want to look at the yang hand, the hand that's extending outward. My right hand here is my yin hand. And I'm opening. So there's this spiraling energy that's going up through my body. It's expressing it out through my arms. But it's also pivoting from the crown of my head too. Tucking in my chin, opening a jade pillow gate, feeling that energetic connection there. And then I'm going to pivot on my left heel now. And as I turn, I'm reaching out with that left arm as I come across. My right hand comes under. Now pivot on my right heel. Turn to my right. Open. Left hand reaches up. And feel into that. So I'm opening my shoulders, opening my chest, feeling the tensegrity of the whole system there. So that it's the arms are kind of like they're kind of stretched like a bow. You got you're feeling that bow being pulled back. You're pulling back the bowstring. So even though the arms are relaxed, there is an internal tensegrity. You're being pulled, it's pulling tight like a bow or even like a violin string. You're tuning your connective tissue by doing this. So pivot on your right heel, turn, and pivot on your left heel, and open. I just feel into that. Feel the energy. Feel that just the opening up your chest and your shoulders to this degree. Feel what that feels like. And the right hand is lifting up. It's supporting the heavens. The left hand is reaching forward, but there's also it's moving to the left as well. So the feeling that extension there, feeling the intention there of what it is you're doing there, and it's coming up like a spiral, like you're throwing a frisbee in this one. And let's go back to the center, and hands come down and relax. And just feel into that. Sink into your heels and allow yourself to get very yin. Allow that energy to integrate. It's talking to you. And it's moving throughout, and it's nurturing your internal organs as well as your meridians. Feel that your arms are being transformed by these simple movements. All right, so now we're going to go and arms come up and turn around. And this time, reach out with turn to your right, reach out with your right hand. So this is the shape of the arm. So my fingers are pointing up. I'm not doing that. Fingers are pointing up. I'm cocked at the wrist here, reaching out. And the left hand my left hand here. Notice that it's out about, oh, maybe 8 inches, pointing toward my navel. My elbow is rounded, but it's not back here. It's kind of just moving, it's rounded so that my thumb can be pointing toward my navel. So, and you want to have it, and really that's the height of it too. So your arm is going to follow a pattern to get it in that place. So that's what the arms look like. Okay, so let's do that one. Here we go. So arms come up, wrists, then your ball of your feet, your big toe point out, and then sink into your left heel and turn to your right palm up, left palm down, and turn. You're spiraling, reaching behind you, twisting, and just relax into that. I don't expect you to get a full turn like I'm doing right here. It takes a little letting go of the connective tissue to be able to get that, a full twist like this. But the important thing is that you're relaxed into it. You just feel that you're reaching with your elbow, opening up my right elbow. Reach with that, so that opens up my shoulder joint. I'm reaching with my wrist, and that extends my from my elbow. Okay, now pivot on your right heel, turn, reaching out with your right hand. Pivot on your left heel. Now you're sinking into your right foot, and you're reaching out with your left hand. Your right hand is pointing toward your navel. You're twisting to the left. So feel that spiral energy moving through your body. You want to have a central pillar that you're spiraling around. Reaching out, feeling that lengthening, that opening your shoulder joints. Okay, pivot on your left heel. Pivot on your right heel. Now you're sinking into your left foot as you turn around and open. Relax and feel into that. So that reaching out there, you're lengthening. There's that tensegrity. You're feeling it all the way across your body. You're also feeling the energy spiraling up through your arms. So this is kind of creating the spiral up and out like that. So we're turning, pivot on your right heel, pivot on your left heel, all the way to your right foot. You're turning all the way to the left. Nice and sung, relaxing down. Feeling it. This, if you're doing an actual Bagua form where you're stepping, it's going to feel different. There's a much more transitional effect going on there. That you're not spending a lot of time on any one point. But for our purposes for this exercise, we're rooting into that weight-bearing leg, feeling into it, feeling the 3 nails in the weight-bearing leg, and feeling that foot connecting up to the hand, to the yang hand. And pivot on your left heel, turn, rotate, and reach, open. Your eyes are following your hand. I like to look between the space between the thumb and the forefinger, almost like it's a gun sight. And pivot on your right heel, turn, and open. Feel that connection. Feel that. You're reaching with that right elbow. Well, actually, both elbows. You're kind of like pulling in different directions there, creating, opening up your shoulder joints and creating space there in your chest and your shoulders. Okay, pivot on your left heel, back to center, and hands come down. Sink at your heels. Feel that yin chi. Feel the energy as it circulates throughout your body. Okay, next one. Look at your heels, into the balls of your feet, wrists come up, toes and fingers. And this time we're going to turn around. And this time the hands reaching out about chest height, reaching forward, reaching with the elbows, opening your shoulders, opening up between your shoulder blades. So you're creating that. That energy is coming out. It's circling around and reaching forward. But it's also so there you're getting these different vectors are happening at the same time. It creates this bubble. In Taiji, we call that pongjin, that energy that is that expansive up and out energy. All right, so let's do that one. There we go. Arms come up and pivot, turn, pivot on your right heel, turn to your right and reach your elbows, open your shoulder joints, open up your back between your shoulder blades. Feel that expansion there. Feel your center line. The center line is going to be different than it is in Taiji, but it's you're still it's a little more insubstantial. And the turn pivot on your right heel. Reach out with your right hand. Turn and reach, open. You're looking through your hands. But you have a soft gaze, a soft focus there. You're not staring at your hands. You're just kind of, that's the direction that you're moving in. Pivot on your left heel, turn. Reach out with your left hand. Reach out with your right and open. Feel the 3 nails in your left foot. They're very lightly on your right foot. Now pivot on your right heel, turn, reach out with your right hand. Pivot on your left heel and reach, open. Pivot on your left heel, Back to center. And hands come down. Sink into your heels. Feel the chi. Feel that emptying out, going down, down through your feet into the earth. Okay, next one. Posture similar to the other, or the others, only this time where the young hand is rotated and pressing out. So they're like that. The thumb is down, you're pressing out. The yin hand is reversing that and it's reaching up. So it's your posture is going to look like this. You're reaching up with your yin hand, your yang hand is reaching out and down. Your arms have this kind of, they have a built-in spiral to them. So you're opening your back, you're reaching around, you're twisting, you're getting that spiral there. Okay, so let's try that. Feel free to experiment with this one. You don't have to get it exactly right. Just play with it. You want to feel what feels right in your body. Okay, feel your heels. And go to the balls of your feet, wrists, toes, fingers. And pivot on your right heel, turning to the right. The right hand rotates and presses down and out. Left hand reaches up and opens. Arms have this spiraling kind of look to them. They're not straight, they're just kind of rotated. So we're getting a spiral in each of the arms, but it's also the back, the legs, everything else is spiraling too. So here we're reaching up with that left hand, but you're reaching up to receive the yang qi of the heavens. The right hand is reaching out and it's expressing that energy through the palms of your hands. And pivot on your right heel, reach out with your right hand, pivot on your left heel, right hand up, left hand rotated and pressing down and out. So notice that my thumb is down on my left hand here. My little finger is highest on my right hand. Feel that twisting, spiraling energy throughout your body, particularly in your arms. Okay, now pivot on your left heel, reach out with your left hand, right hand comes through, reaching, pressing down with the right hand, reaching up with the left. Pivot on your right heel, turn. Pivot on your left heel. And open. Up, reverse. So. Pivot on your left heel, back to center, hands come down. Sink into your heels, empty out. Okay, I want to finish this up. Two other poems. This one, the balls of your feet, wrists, toes, fingers, and here you are pivot on your right heel, turn, and this one, your palms are down. They're pressing down. You're sinking down. Everything is sinking. This is a very yin posture. This one, I think they call it the lake posture. Think of a very calm lake. So we're just nice and watery, very relaxed. And then pivot on the right heel, turn. And keep the hands in the same place and turn and press down. And it's a very gentle press. Just enough to activate your intention. Pivot on your left heel, turn. Pressing down. Your weight's in your left. Pivot on your right heel. Pivot on your left heel. Back to center. Hands come down, sink into your heels. And one more, gonna put the balls of your feet, wrists come up, toes, fingers. Rotate your forearms and open, palms up. Pivot on your right heel, turn. And very softly, gently. This one is the heaven posture. This is where you're receiving the yang qi of the heavens, just allowing it come down. You're emptying out and just feeling that soft energy from the heavens coming down and just filling, animating your whole body, mind. Pivot on your right heel, turn. Shoulders relax, arms relax. Feel those Bagua hands cupped and receiving that yang qi of the heavens. Reaching with your crown of your head. Pivot on your left heel, turn. Open. Move it on your right heel, turn. Move it on your left heel. Back to center. And close. Sink into your heels. Feel the yin. Feel that yang qi descending through you, going through and connecting up with the earth. Feel the yin qi of the earth coming up, reaching up and animating their body. Feel that intermarriage of yin and yang. Step in. Take a deep breath, go to the balls of your feet, the toes. Deep breath and sink into your heels and exhale and throw it all away. Dissolve into the emptiness.
Well, that was pretty cool. Thank you for, going over the footwork like you did. And also, I can usually do pretty good whichever way you're facing, but it was very nice tonight having it, so that we were just doing the same thing. Something that I have always noticed, but I've never heard anybody say, and I'm probably going to describe this maybe incorrectly, but the fullness, with all the energy, the fullness in the hands, especially, it could almost be mistaken for tension because it's so big. And I'm always double, after all this time, I still double check. This is just fullness. I'm not being tense, am I? Am I? But I think it's just like I said, nobody ever talks about that I know of. Nobody's ever said that. And maybe I'm the only person in the world who feels that. Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, so full and lots of juice in the mouth. Um, the
Thank you
yin.
for pointing that out. That saliva that you get there, you want to swallow that, and that sometimes called the dew from heaven, but it's
Yes.
that you swallow that and that it recirculates the chi.
Really, with palms up and the palms down, on the ones where the hands were together as we pivoted, just so remarkably rich. And, the difference between the palms up and the difference, with the palms down, just, it never ceases to amaze, which I think is the thing that has kept me captivated with all of this kind of work, is that it doesn't get old and it always grows and gets richer. I love that. I love that.
Great, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Scott.
Ooh, big swirly energies.
Swirly.
Big and swirly.
Big and
Whoa.
swirly, yeah.
I have to say, some of these poses they're just come at me, bro poses. When you're like this, it's like, come at me, bro. Come on. Just the way they feel. But in a good way, not in a, you know, not in a I want to kick your ass way, not it just in a don't bother kind of way. But
They're juicy.
yeah. Things I tell you, I just have to keep letting go, and then I have to let go, and then let go, and then let go, and then let go, and then let go. And I did, I kept doing that. And the other thing, I have to keep paying attention to the palm. If I don't pay attention to the palm, I just get, in the habit of Tai Chi hand, you know. So letting go in the palm and just keep doing it, and you just get deeper and deeper.
Beautiful.
This
Beautiful.
this feels so natural. The cup, it just feels so,
It
yeah.
does, doesn't it? You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's the way it should be. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Debbie.
I noticed a couple of things that, I was so focused on feeling the energy going through that when we were doing something where the arms were parallel, instead of one being up and one down, I tended to be focused on feeling the energy in the palms, and was not until a little ways in cognizant of the fact that I was moving my arms independent of my body. So they were going a little further. I was turning them a little further. And so then I had to be careful to make sure that I didn't mess up the postural integrity when I got just too much into the feeling. And then on the ones where I had the one arm up and one down, once I turned, I kind of got my knee set and was turned. After the first breath, it just felt like the spine wanted to, from the bottom up, just turn a little bit more. It just sunk into it and just felt a little, I don't know, more inspired.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Beautiful.
no one else had that experience, but I figured I'd share it.
No, it's good. That's terrific, because it's like as we relax into these things and say, oh, I can do a little more. Your body has a certain idea of its limitations, and we just discover our limits by going a little bit past them, as Arthur C. Clarke said. So yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Valerie.
what Debbie just said, thank you very much, because I did notice that myself, and that, as we did each posture, again and again, I was going a little bit further and going a little bit further without any effort. So thank you for pointing that out, for saying that, because I thought that, but didn't mention it. Thank you.
Yeah. As you get more familiarity with this stuff, it's like, oh, okay, you can relax into it. The shapes are not, so foreign that your body wants to tense up. It's like, oh yeah, I know this, And I've been doing it for, 20 years or so, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, it feels comfortable to me now to get into these twisty shapes.
Somebody needs to write down postural integrity. That's a good one.
Good. Okay, anybody else? Great. Okay, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria.
Thanks, Maria.
Rick, thank you, Maria. Love all of you guys.
Bye-bye.
Have you guys.